farming is produce something, and what we should be doing as an industry is selling it locally as well. Let's get this ball rolling here. Let's get people coming back to the old-fashioned, buying stuff, sourcing it locally, getting it on their doorstep, from milk to bread to eggs to meat to veg. We can do it.
Thanks for the invite to come and see your lovely cheese making production unit. And
Croeso our Celticos.
Okay, diolch yn fawr. It's fascinating being here on the green grass of home, as they would say, and looking at your goats and whatever. Obviously I can see there's some different breeds here.
Yeah, we've got, you can see the white goats, the Sarnans, they're the good milk producers, but the milk composition tends to be not as good as the others. We've got Alpines and Toggenburgs, and then we've been crossing them as well. We've got a lovely mixture here, and it suits the goats.
Okay, so this is a natural pasture then?
It's a natural pasture, so there's they get to browse the hedgerows as well, so it all adds to our milk.
Okay, so it adds to the flavour of everything, you reckon?
Indeed it does.
Okay. So how many goats have you got in total now?
Oh, on the farm there'll be over 100 goats altogether on the farm. This bunch that we're looking at here, there's 40 in the field here today that are in front of us.
I'm very much aware of this lovely area. I bring people here on guided tours. I mean, it's amazing. We've got Paris Mountain in front of us now as we speak, the famous Copper Mountain. We've got Dean Lligwy, a famous historical site nearby, and the lovely coastline. We can see everything, you know, your home, the actual area where the goats are. I can see in the distance where the goat is actually produced, and then you've got the smokery or whatever where you use as the retail outlet. So this is where it's all happening then, Nigel?
This is exactly where it all happens. The milk comes through the wall on the pipe there from the pasteuriser next door, because all our milk is pasteurised.
Right.
Once it comes through, it goes into the vat. It's heated to the set temperature for that particular cheese that I'm making that day. All the recipes have different temperatures, different times, so you get a different end result. And a slight variation will make the cheese different.
Oh, that's okay.
So you have to work to,
precise.
Yeah, you have to be very precise as to what you're doing, and you're watching the clock. I've never ever been a person to watch the clock in the past, but since being a cheesemaker, it's the boss. The clock is the boss.
Will this be one of the soft cheeses?
Yeah. Okay. We've got a soft cheese hanging here, drying. This will be draining overnight now. This will go on to make the palipado, the soft cheese balls.
Right, yes, which I've tried.
And that comes in 3 varieties: the plain, the chili, and the garlic and herb. Got milk coming in on Friday. We'll be making feta cheese on Friday.
Right.
The feta goes into the tubs and it's drained on the table, and it takes about 4 days for the process to be complete. Before it's ready to go in the brine, and then I have to keep it for another 14 days after that before I can sell it.
And that feta cheese then basically would be what I think of feta, and I think of Greece, of course.
It's exactly the same, but we don't call it feta, we call it fetis. Which is a word in the Welsh dictionary. It's similar to feta, but it means crafty or clever.
Of course.
So we've used Welsh names for all our cheeses. I don't know why, it must be the fact that we're Welsh maybe.
Well, exactly, and the Welsh goats, which we've just seen. So, so this business has grown in, well, I know you're a successful company, I know it's well thought of, but...
We're growing annually as well. It's year on year, the production is up every year. You've got to realise that there is a demand on the tourism side of it. So it's, as we spoke earlier, we're looking now to add to the cheese room that we're going to do a viewing panel for tourists to be able to see the production going on.
It's an excellent place to bring people. I've brought people in the past and they absolutely love it, and I'm so pleased now that this place is up and running again. And,
That's it.
so all the products, you've got all the cheeses here.
Cheeses, meats, bacons,
All local,
fish.
obviously.
We try and use local produce wherever we can,
Okay,
but also we're looking at sustainable produce as well.
right.
So the fish has to come from a sustainable source. So we're using Scottish smoked salmon, or we're buying Scottish salmon in and we're smoking it. All the smoking is done on the premises
Right.
in stainless steel kilns,
Okay,
and we're using natural oak, and then we're also using beech as well.
right.
And we also offer a service to other businesses where we do contract smoking. So we actually got a few contracts with some local businesses and across North Wales where we're smoking their produce. So
Well,
a lot of the smoked produce you'll be
face to
eating will be
face with a
coming
bit of
from
an
here.
entrepreneur here now, I think.
Yeah.
It's da iawn chi, da iawn.
Let's hope so.
Okay, well look.
Thank you very much, Alan. Nice to see you.
Chris. Noswaith dda, Gareth.
Sumai Howard.
Da iawn. Well, what a lovely, lovely evening in Tynllwyddo.
Yes, as always, you know, it's fantastic, and it's just an extra bonus to have the weather tonight.
I find it very difficult to think about the snow disaster nearly 2 years ago. It's unbelievable, isn't it, to think we're in the same place as that footage was taken.
Exactly, and I think this is what we do, you know, as farmers. We live with the weather, and it can be a very, very tough environment to make a living. But on a night like this, makes up for all that snow and death and destruction when you can see over the straits and onto Anglesey on such a clear night. Absolutely living the dream.
Yeah. Well, exactly, and you've mentioned Anglesey there, and we've just come from Môn Mam Cymru, as they say, the breadbasket of Wales. And I've just been to see Nigel from the Cwth Cows, and it'd be interesting to have your comments on this. He seems to be far more willing now, you know, to discuss the potential of working with people like ourselves, with Celticos, with Golygfa Gwydyr, regarding introducing these local products to the visitors.
Yeah. And you know me, what I think of what we do is fantastic as farmers. You know, our production and what we produce is the best in the world. As salesmen, we're not as good at selling our produce, but I think our wind farming is becoming sexy. People are beginning to look at farmers in a different light. Not these guys standing on top of a mountain with a stick saying, "Get off my land." It's more of an invitation, opening the farm gates and bringing people in so that they understand where their food comes from. So when they do source it, they will source local, seasonal, fresh. And this is what we need. This is what we want. Once we can get the educational message out there to people that it's so much better for our economy and our communities to buy locally, then we can move on as a country.
Companies like us, it's our role to try and make sure that these products enhance the experience of the visitors, which, you know, visit our country and want to taste the local products and something different, something unique.
Exactly.
Okay. But don't forget the Welsh cheese.
I won't.